Was it just to finish as strong as you did there?
Yeah, it's nice to settle in, get in a little groove, kind of get the feel for some stuff, gain a little more trust for some pitches. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet thing to look at.
How did you feel toward the end of the outing?
Felt great. Finally starting to get into conditioning, getting the arm conditioned to that pitch count. Take a couple more steps, and feel like we're really close.
Do you feel like that was another good stepping stone toward the next one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, just kind of getting a little more trust for some stuff. Obviously, fastballs felt great tonight. Sinker and cutter, was very pleased with that. And off speed was, I mean, give or take, a couple good ones, a couple bad ones, whatever. But
when you say gaining some trust for pitches, and I think things can vary from start to start, are you talking about consistent movement, consistent command? What do you have in mind specifically?
This is like something that I personally feel like I go through every year, not just coming off of a rehab. Like every year you learn how to move again and learn how to get back in that routine of pitching. So last week kind of saw it, lost the sinker. Today felt like the sinker was my best pitch. Had the curveball for an inning, then messed up and in a couple times. That's just something you gain trust for those when you throw it over and over and over again. And 3 starts from now, maybe looking back and saying, all right, curveball, we have the curveball whenever we want.
You think some of the things you learned as you developed is recognizing very quickly, if something's not working and being able to trust and go to something else?
Yeah, absolutely. And realizing, what is working that day early on, instead of what happened in the first. That's kind of on me. I feel like we should have thrown the splitter there, but that's that's totally on me. I wasn't confident in it. I didn't throw that with everything that I had. I feel like that was my best pitch right there. And that's completely on me. And that's stuff that I have to get back in the groove of when I'm going where I need to go, I'm able to shake that pitch and say, I don't feel confident in that, let's go to something else.
To be as good as you were by throwing that splitter maybe 10 to 13 times tonight, that's just got to give you confidence. I think that's kind of what you're explaining is my sinker, my curveball, if this pitch isn't working that night, especially, everyone's always talking about the splitter, but you don't have to have your best pitch maybe to be successful. Is that maybe something you learned tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. We had the curveball there for a couple strikeouts, had one on the split. The sinker was really good. The cutter was really good. Got a couple whiffs. We had Davies challenge back on the cutter. Overall, I was very pleased. I don't feel like I was behind at all. I felt like we were either getting an early ground out or we were trying to fight for that 1-2 strikeout, 2-2 strikeout, and that was all due to the fact of how we were getting ahead with the sinker and the cutter.
Compared to this season compared to last, you've been showing the sinker quite a bit more. What's kind of gone into just showing that pitch more?
Strike one. That's something that early on I talked with Hef and JP about in our early meetings, even pre-surgery, hey, if we're getting ahead, it's game over. That's what we need to do. We need to get ahead, strike one, attack, stay ahead and count, and everything will follow from there. When even when the splitter's not working, like we see tonight, it's all right, well, if we're getting ahead, we don't have to rely on the splitter. We're going to get an early ground ball. Whereas, if we're falling behind, we have to rely on the sinker, 2-0, 1-0, whatever it may be. We're going to give up some hits. And I think that's what we can eliminate by using the sinker really early, showing it and using it. If it's in the zone, if it's staying down, just going back to it.
Any more for Hurston?
Thank you.
Thank you.